Welcome everyone. This is Matt Geraltz, or as you best know, Geralty from Discords and most games that I play. This is View Our Jungle, episode number 5. I am doing this kind of new thing where I'm playing side quest games and pretty much getting the word out of a lot of games that a lot of people don't even know about. And I kind of want to make people more aware that hey, there's this whole entire world out there besides, if you're a Quest 2 user, that it's just go to your Quest store and then they have featured games and that's where it's at. And so that's a huge problem, especially in the gaming community with people that want to build a great game and get people playing it. So this is my very first one, and as you can see right now, I'm going to go over a couple things before I really dive into the game that I do this with. So the game, the way it's going to go is that on Tuesday night, Taco Tuesday, I will be taking a game selectively from Sidequest, basically, right? And just random draw. Well, this one wasn't random draw. This is one that I really enjoy playing, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my first one because I can really dive into it and talk about it, which is gonna be Vertical Shift. So Tuesday, I will be live streaming any random game, basically from here on out, and then Wednesday, I will be doing this. I'll be taking all sorts of information from the game and talking about how to basically get into SideQuest, and then like about the creators, their story, their any type of media they have. This is what the podcast is going to be about. And so right now, a lot of the things I'm also going to push this into like all of the other audio podcasts, but I definitely recommend watching this on YouTube later when I have this put on. I do recommend still listen to the audio if you're driving, anything like that. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is, just because this is a Havoc podcast, just whenever you get a chance, check out our Solo.2 esports Havoc. It's basically everything that we got going on with Havoc. We got the main website, Discord store, our Twitter's, Instagram, and all that fun stuff. And then a person that a whole entire company that I am with, and the shirt that I even have on is One Shot Fuel. Check them out. I really enjoy the product just because of what's in it. So go ahead and give them a little check out. It's called oneshotfuel.us, and if you put Geraltzy at the checkout, you get a discount. And I'll probably just be doing this just because I'm affiliated with them. So go check them out. And as I do this, you get to see a lovely agenda that I have put up here. So let's go ahead, and since this is the very first one of me doing SideQuest, right? So I just don't want to dive into the game without really explaining what SideQuest is. And so I can't really talk to you without you guys going out to actually watching the YouTube videos of how to set it up on your Oculus. Or I think if you are PC VR, they have something else, and I'll have to explain what that is because I don't have PC VR. But with Vertical Shift, they also show you how to get this game for PC VR. But since I have an Oculus and I use SideQuest mainly, that's what I'm diving into. So SideQuest is this crazy website, and you can also download it onto your computer as an actual. You can just double click on it. It links into your Wi-Fi. You can even take your Oculus and cast to it. I just don't have that version pulled up because it shows my my Wi-Fi IP address, and so I really didn't think that was safe for me to have that online. So I went ahead and just did the browser version. But from the browser version, you can click it, you can download it to your PC or laptop. So here we go. These are all these crazy games, right? Look at all this. All these games that really, I guarantee a lot of people don't even know about. And so that's the whole purpose of this podcast, is really getting the word out of all these games. So let's go to games, and that was just their featured section. So if we scroll down here, we have all of these listed games that are just available to you. And so if you didn't know about this, then I think the biggest thing is some people are like, man, I don't want to buy a $25, $30 game. Well, I'm pretty sure most of these, if not all of them, are free at the very beginning. I know sometimes they try and get people to join. What do you call it? I can't think of what you call it, where it pushes what is it? Let me go to Vertical Shift because I think they have it on theirs. So, oh, I can't even remember what it's called. So I'll have to dive into it because it's in here. When I type in vertical shift on online, it'll say what it is. I can't remember. Remind me. I need to talk about that because it basically helps any creator get money, and for some reason it's jotted out of my mind. But anyways, let's get back on the topic here with all of these games. So it has FPS, first-person shooter, fitness, gaming, uh, gaming ports, hand tracking, horror, all sorts of genres, and this is really awesome. So, since this was the very first podcast of this, I really wanted to dive into this. It is just you can Google Sidequest or you can put in sidequestvr.com and it will take you there. I will be posting all these links also when I'm done with all this. I'll be having basically Havoc's One Shot Fuel, Vertical Shift, and the Sidequest information. So there's Sidequest right here, and like I said, I did vertical shift. So let's go ahead and type it in to the browser here. So as that, there it is right there. And I'm gonna get my answer, what I was trying to figure out earlier. All right, so it's called a Patreon. That's what it's called. Sorry, that just skipped my mind. So basically, if you go to like a Patreon and stuff, it has different tiers of kind of supporting people, which I always recommend doing that if you, if you've got a spare extra, a few little dollars here and there, go ahead and go out there and just be a supporter. I always recommend doing that. So basically, when you come in and you're looking at these games, it will show you whatever video they have, which is usually going to be their intro type video. It talks about the updates that are happening. It talks about the game modes. So this one specifically, it's a VR esports unlike any other. Fly through the arena equipped with your Zenith suit and advanced movement system. Your Zenith suit is equipped with grapple hooks, jetpacks, and gliders, giving you ultimate control over the flight. Which I'll have to show you some gameplay. It is very, very awesome going in there, especially with the gameplay that I did. I've got to fly around the city, zip around, and once we get to the main video, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about with all these game modes that I'm talking about. So vertical shift features four multiple gameplay modes. Each mode can be played with up to 10 people with crossplay. So we have freeze tag, we have hot seat, infection, and race, and then outside of that multiple player, you also can do, I think there's 5 game missions that you just fly around the city, meet people, and do cool missions, and pretty much learn about what's going on with the lore of this game, which I really enjoyed. So from there, if you come down, it also tells you about their latest updates, basically what they're doing with the game, how they're making it better, and they also have a Discord you can go to if you find any, say, bugs, if you enjoy something, you just want to be part of the community. They also have a Discord, which will be part of this link as well. So they also have reviews. I'm not going to go all the way through them, but as you can see, for the most part, this game is getting some pretty good reviews. Obviously, you're going to get some bad reviews there here and there, but for the most part, this game has been getting pretty good reviews. And I'm not going to I was thinking about maybe like down the road be reviewing like games and stuff, but this one I'm not going to review. I mean, I reviewed it personally on my own time, but I'm it's kind of biased because I really enjoy this game. I like the creators, so me giving an honest review on this would be pretty hard to do because to me it's a pretty good game, and I really hope that as a competitive team that I have, that we can do more tournaments, and they do tournaments as well. So from there, that's Sidequest, and I do highly recommend it if you're tired of paying for expensive games and you just want to have a good time just trying out all sorts of VR games. Sometimes they're not the best. You will get that experience, but that's part of the fun, in my opinion, is that you get into a game and you're like, wow, this is really weird. The locomotive's kind of weird. I get kind of motion sickness. You're going to learn this with some games, and then sometimes you just find gold. And you're like, oh, I want to be part of the alpha stage all the way until this game it makes it big. And by the time it's big, you're going to know so much about it, you're probably going to be like one of the top players in the world doing it. So think about that when you are picking up these games on Sidequest. So let's leave Sidequest here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the trailer. And the thing that I'm also going to be trying to do as well is I've already had a podcast with Ben, which is my Sunday podcast, where I try and bring on devs, try and bring on people that are content creators and organizers, stuff like that. I already had one with Ben from Vertical Shift, and so if you want to go back and watch that, he definitely dives into a lot more information than I probably will ever have since he's in this game constantly. So you can also do that, but usually what I'm going to try and do if I haven't met the dev or something is I'm going to try and play their game on Tuesday, do a podcast on Wednesday, and try my hardest to get one of the people from the game on Sunday, but we'll see how well that goes. So here we go. Here is their trailer.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Oh, it's an ad.
Miss Grace is your the
So this is the city I was talking about that you get to fly in. Very colorful, really like it. And for all the people listening to this audio, I'm watching the trailer right now. Definitely recommend watching it if you aren't going to be watching the video. All the game modes that I was talking about that you can really see that you're zipping around, flying around with your Zenith suit. There's Infection, you're just chasing people around basically the whole entire map of this huge city, just trying to tag them. And here's my favorite game mode, is the racing. It. That's Vertical Shift right there. That is the trailer, and it is, like I said, a great game. And so there's that. Let's go ahead and show a little bit of their website now. So here's the website, and you already got a little glimpse of it because I was trying to find why I couldn't figure out what Patreon was. So like I said, verticalshift.net, and you got the home, the about, you got the dev log, which is probably more into depth than what Sidequest has on what they've been kind of changing with the games and all that fun stuff. And the one thing I really wanted to talk to about on this podcast was their story. I really like their story. I read it yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I'm for sure going to read that on the podcast because it's very interesting when you find out what people went through, like how they even wanted to even go into making VR games or anything. Like, how do you pick from doing a pancake game, like a PlayStation console game, compared to a VR game? Like, it's very interesting to me. So I'm going to go ahead and read this story that they put out here. So, in September of 2019, Ben Snowden and Sean Fieser were playing on their new Oculus Quest and discussing how cool it would be to make their own virtual reality game. In particular, they challenged themselves to innovate Locomotive and VR together. Ben and Sean designed 3 core mechanics. A grapple gun that could be used for swinging around dense urban environments. That's where you got to see that whole entire map of the city. Very cool, very colorful now. Jetpacks that could be used to fine-tune your movement while grappling. And lastly, the wingsuit, activated by holding your arms out and tilting your body to turn. Sean and Ben spent months of development building these mechanics and testing their usability. Once they felt comfortable with the core product, 4 talented developers joined the team: Dave, Brodsky, Jacob, Walton, Connor, Owens, and Connor McClellan. The team gathered and set out a game plan. Since then, they have been working passionately to develop the best VR esports possible. Support through the alpha stage of Vertical Shift was overwhelmingly positive. The Vertical Shift community Discord grew to over 1,000 playtesters, providing an invaluable feedback loop for each new feature and update. Vertical Shift launched a public beta in February 2021. This beta included a single-player story mode filled with missions and characters to meet. Stay tuned. Vertical Shift adventure has just begun. And it really has just begun. And the really cool thing about this is that already they're doing tournaments, and Havoc was actually in one of their tournaments. And we, you know, as high competitive players, sometimes we go into these games and we're just like, you know, we play competitive VR. What's next? What can we not handle? So we went in there, test played it a week before, and we're like, all right, I think we can handle this tournament. And, well, I ended up not being able to make it because of, I believe, a wedding. So I had 3 people from Havoc do it, and we got destroyed. That's what I heard of. I don't think we did very good because the people that play test for them, that are in there, that are actually part of this community Discord, they figure out the game that, and then that's when you really know, like, oh, this is so completely different than what we thought when it comes to a competitive level, sorry. And so basically, the next thing I want to show you out of the website, I do want to show you their devs. I saw their devs on there, so I'm just going to go ahead. Not going to read out their names because I butcher words pretty bad, and so I don't want to do that to them. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the picture of their team here. And this is all out. If you want to click on it, find out more about this game, find out about the devs, it's all out here. Alrighty, so now let's go to the gameplay that I have. So right here, we'll start in the back tail end, and this is me flying around.
Larry!
And I'm looking for Larry right now. I was having a pretty good time. Oh, I wonder if
You Larry?
I'll have to flip through and see if I can't find the dance party. I was randomly finding random people flying around looking for Larry.
I thought you were Larry.
Can I help you?
And I had a really good time last night. Ben even came on. I was going to show some of the gameplay of him completely destroying me, but it was him mainly just beating me up the whole entire time. So if I have time, I might flip through back to that. But so as you can see, I really want to talk about the aspect of what I mean by the city. You can see me just flying around, and how colorful the city is. I'm looking for Larry, obviously. And so I picked this mission in particular because it really shows everything that's fine-tuned with the game of flying around, looking around, and the shooting of the game. So this will probably be the only thing I show. I might try and flip through the little dance party I had if I can find it really quick. So there's Larry. Found Larry.
Because the Imperial way is the only way.
Did Sasha send you?
So I'm going to
You're
kind
the
of
new
flip
recruit
through
then.
his
Pleasure to meet
chat
you.
dialogue
They call me Larry
to where I
Ward.
actually start doing
I'm the guy the
mission.
resistance just did it. Here's the thing.
The Imperial loyalty.
Alright, here's the game. So basically Larry told me I need to fly around and shoot all of these type of like robots that are pretty much, they're blue and blue, means I can destroy them.
Empire has known you your whole life, so why wait?
Well, alright.
And so as you can see, we're flying around, jumping around, really trying to attack things. And so as you can just see, this is just the regular gameplay of the story mode. Now imagine trying to verse 10 people at the same time. It gets very sweaty, very interesting, really fast.
I have points to make sure you don't get in my way. After all, I want Empire, and the Imperial way is the only way.
As you can see, I'm struggling pretty bad. Trying to shoot this little blue thing.
Don't worry about that timer. You've got plenty left. Focus on the drones.
Empire drones now have the capability to unlock your doors with magno-lock
And I
access
couldn't
and
find
drop off
anything to
the
save my
packages
life.
right
Next thing
in
you know, I
your
find a
home.
cluster as I get.
Although they are the same drones that
But yeah,
That
it's literally
is
just
some crazy
flying,
stuff.
jumping
Don't
around.
worry,
You see myself
they are
over in the
only
left
there
corner.
for
I'm
delivery.
all over
The
the
auto-log
place.
video and audio data they store is unlikely to be used in your acceptance.
I always
So now,
laugh at this
order
game
any
because
time
it's
with no worries.
you wouldn't think how
Because
active
the
it is,
Imperial
but
way
you
is
will.
the only
I
way.
promise you that you're gonna sweat.
At Empire Logistics, we're working
And I
ain't
think
seen one that smells
just
like
kind
that
of on
before.
an off-topic type of thing, I have the Oculus, where it tells you how many you burn so many calories in a day. I think I played this game for close to an hour, if that, maybe a little more, and my calories were already met for my daily goal in the Oculus. So I
Another
thought that
one
was pretty
down.
funny.
Keep it up.
here at Empire Logistics are proud of the important work our drones are doing.
So as you guys are watching this, I'm gonna see if I can't find the dance party.
That is
'Cause
some crazy stuff.
I had a pretty good time with the dance party. There's the dance party.
Poor Larry.
I'm still talking to Larry. Alright, so right here is funny because I actually started dancing. So I was just flying around the city and I found this thing. And like, look at this. This one was throwing it back. Oh, there me in the left corner just having a grand old time. Yeah, so see, you can get people in there, come to this dance party. Oh yeah, dude, it's going crazy.
Oh, Macho Man right here. Oh, he's doing the Macarena.
So as you guys watch this fun part of me going to all the dance areas, like I said, I'm gonna repeat it one more time. I'm going to be picking a random game from Sidequest every Tuesday, and then gathering up what I have played, and then whatever I can find for their media choice. If they have a website, if they have videos, some of them may be longer than others. Just depends really how much information I get, and if it's just me showing data of the game and just giving my rating of it, that might be it. But I definitely want to show this one as my first one because I really enjoy it. And this game definitely needs a lot of more credit because of look at. Because I remember when I first played this, this wasn't as colorful. Now you see now where it's coming from. It's becoming a really beautiful game. So definitely check this game out, and I will have all the links posted in the descriptions and all that fun stuff. This will be on YouTube. Definitely, if you're listening to this on the audio, definitely go watch the YouTube out on it's VR Sports Havoc's YouTube page, or you can listen to it on Apple Store's podcast format, or what's it called, the green one? Why can't I not remember what it's called? And I talk about it all the time. On Spotify. Sorry about that. So,
There we go. Okay.
I will talk to you all on Sunday when I do this week's podcast. I'm bringing on Blitz, and we are going to basically talk about, I guess he's speedrunning games now, and he's got world records going on. So I'm going to bring him on. I thought that was fascinating. When he said he was getting world records speedrunning VR games, I'm like, I'm not missing that. So thanks for watching this first one. If I butchered words, butchered names, very sorry. This was my first podcast alone with people watching me and stuff, so kind
Welcome
of
to Resistance
sweating a little
HQ,
bit, you
crew.
know.
This is our
Have a
only
good one. This
sanctuary.
is VR
My name's
Jungle,
Sasha.
a Havoc
Come talk to me when
podcast.
you're ready to get
Thanks
started.
for watching, everyone.
I already
Have a
did.
good rest of your week.
Hello?